the bottom line is that even if we do take a little bit more progesterone that we do need, there is no side effects. So it's totally safe to be able to play with it. Obviously, it's good to have some counseling, but if we overdo it and by any chance take too much progesterone, so what would happen?
It's very difficult to get too much via a cream. Dr. Dalton would give 2,400 milligrams a day, initially with an injection, and then with 400 milligrams suppositories 6 times a day for her patients with postnatal psychosis, because they needed it. And that was the only amount that worked. Traumatic brain injury victims, they get IV progesterone, and it's been patented, the protocol, so of course they don't give anything away. But the amount used, they say, is over 3 times the amount women make in the 3rd trimester of pregnancy. Now, we can make between 400 and 420 nanograms per milliliter in the 3rd trimester. So the IV TBI patients are getting about 1,200 milligrams a day via IV transfusion, which again is a large amount. And most of those, over 70%, are men. And it's amazing how that works. In fact, I've just done a page on TBI on our website because a woman used the cream for her stepson who'd been involved in a car crash with TBI. And it occurred on a Saturday night, and he'd had 3 major ops on his head, and his head was full of water and inflammation, and the doctor said there was nothing more they could do, and she noticed by Thursday he was rapidly going downhill. She went on the web, found Emory University's website, how they were using progesterone successfully, and she had been using Natpro for about 2 years. She said, I've got nothing to lose other than my son, and she started rubbing the cream on him. A few hours later, she says, the edema was reducing. On Friday, he came out of the coma. He's now, this all happened in January. She's only just written to me, and she said he's now going back to work, driving, going to the gym, enjoying himself.
Amazing.
It is extraordinary, which only shows that the progesterone is well absorbed via a cream. It doesn't have to be suppositories or injections or IV transfusions. So, dependent on the symptom, you need a lot. If it's low symptoms, you don't need as much. So it varies. It can vary during the day as well. You suddenly get hit by major stress. Your progesterone is going to drop. Shove more on.
And what,
simple as that.
What about the progesterone life in your cell, in your body? Does it get stored somewhere?
No, that's another interesting thing. A lot of people, it's all over the web, that the progesterone gets stored in our fatty tissue. Now, the body knows how to metabolize progesterone. And in fact, there are numerous progesterone metabolites. It's broken down in the body. And one of them, a very important one, is allopregnanolone. It's a potent antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, analgesic. And it's given to people with pain or anxiety, etc. So the body breaks down progesterone into these metabolites, and those are as important as progesterone. So it's not a question of progesterone being absorbed and stuck in those fat cells forever, and you build up an intolerance to it. Doesn't happen. I mean, I've been using it for 15 years. I'm still sensitive to it. I'm still sensitive to the lack of it. And I'm still sensitive to an increase when I, do my experiment. So it's just not true. It does get metabolized. And in a way, that's the most important aspect, because allopregnanolone is so important. So important. So, there you have it.
Thank you, Ray. That's great stuff. Thank you so much. And,
Pleasure.